Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So, if you thought that I would be able to get through Thanksgiving week without doing a Thanksgiving tag, well, welcome to my channel where I love tag videos. There are so many different Thanksgiving tags out there, so I kind of found the one that works the best for me. And I believe the day I should be making this live should be the day before Thanksgiving. I thought it would be just a nice way to kind of prep into that day, but then I'm not publishing something on the day that everybody's enjoying with their family. So I found the Thanksgiving book tag that I like, and I believe this one was by Anna's Book Nook. I will double check on whether or not they have a channel, but I will link the blog post that I found below. And so those are going to be the questions that I'm going to be using here today. I think I have an answer for all of them, but we'll have to see. So question number 1 is Friends and Family, a book with characters that feel like family. So I had to pick my beautiful Mina Lima copy of the Harry Potter series. Now, I'm not comparing this to my family, but I think you get so hooked into this series that all of the characters do start to feel like family. And I love the Weasley family and, all of the different characters. So love this book. And I sincerely hope they publish more editions of this one. I have 1 and 2, and I would really, really love to have the whole Harry Potter collection in here because this book is just gorgeous. Question number 2 is Fallen Leaves, a book that fell flat, didn't meet your expectations. This is a book that I read this summer for book club, and it's kind of perfect because it's coming into the Christmassy season, and that was Kristen Hanna's Comfort and Joy. I just didn't like this one. I finished it. It's a quick read. But yeah, I didn't like it. The Christmassy aspect was meh. And for as much as I have loved other things that Krista Hanna has wrote, this just didn't do it for me. Number 3, Thanksgiving Dinner, a book you want to read every year during this season. I have not read this book this year, but I did read it last year, and I could see it being something that I repeat in the month of November, and that is November 9 by Colleen Hoover. I loved this book. It's basically about 2 people that meet, and they decide, because I think, if I remember right, they live on opposite sides of the country. They're moving, and then they agree to meet every year on November 9th, and I just love this one. Highly recommend that one. Number 4, The Turkey, a book with a bird on it. All right, this is more difficult than it looks. Like, I am looking through all of my books back here, and it took me a while to find a book with a bird on it, and this one's pretty tiny, but this is When We Believed in Mermaids by Barbara O'Neill, and there is a seagull right there on the cover, so fitting, because books and beaches, this fits for me. But yeah, there's a bunch of seagulls on here now that I look, and that was the only book I could find on my shelves with with a bird on it. So number 5, Ham, a book that made your eyes glaze over, as in it was boring. I have no idea if I will someday finish this book, but this was our most current read for book club in November here, and that's I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara, sorry. And I just couldn't get into this one. I think I've made it 100 pages in, and it's really hard because you are listening to them talk about the case of the Golden State Killer, and there's a lot of details with a lot of the case, and although normally I would be interested in something like this, I think it just I was not in the right mindset to pick it up at this point, and so I may pick it up at some point, but as I was reading it, it made my eyes glaze over. Number 6, Dinner Rolls. Ooh, one of my favorite parts of the meal. A book that melted your heart and made you feel warm. Well, this should come as no surprise because I've talked about this in a couple tag videos lately, and that's The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. Now, this one 100% has to be because of the audiobook, and if you haven't listened to the audiobook of this one, I highly suggest you pick it up because the narrator, and of course I can't recall her name right now, does some amazing voices for these children characters, and that's the whole point or whole part that warmed my heart. So number 7, mashed potatoes. Another favorite of mine in the meal. A book with a white cover. This is a little bit easier. This one is very fitting since this is what Wisconsin weather is trying to do today. And that's The Life We Bury by Alan Eskens. I really, really enjoyed this one. Very atmospheric, actually, in dealing with this cover, which is great. And yeah, it's exactly what it looks like outside. So, book with a white cover. Number 8 is Gravy, a book you're not totally sure why you love, but you do. I couldn't think of a book for this one. Typically, if I love a book, I can tell you why. Sometimes when I don't like a book, I'm not as good at communicating that, but more likely than not, if I like a book, I know why I like it. So I don't know. I like most of my books that I've rated well, so I don't have an answer for Gravy. Number 9, Pumpkin Pie, the dessert, a book that you love. This one I went with, not his most recent, but one that he released last year. This is Nicholas Sparks' The Wish. This book renewed my faith in Nicholas Sparks. I thought he had kind of fallen into his typical tropes for a while, and this one broke the mold. And I think the story in here is so touching, and it had me in tears. And like I said, just really renewed my faith in Nicholas Sparks. He has been an author that I have been collecting for years. And I loved this one. So definitely like a great dessert book, and is set around Christmas time. So it'd be a good book, for the upcoming season. All right. The last little bonus part of this, is Black Friday, the top 5 books on your I want to buy them list. This I'm going to turn over to my Amazon wish list. It's going to take me a minute to just pull it up here. I know I have a bunch of books on my list that I'd like to pick up. Let's see. Coming up here. Oh, okay. So I talked about Mina Lima editions of the Harry Potter books before. They're not coming out with The Prisoner of Azkaban yet, which would be my dream book because that is my favorite in that series. But they are coming out with one that is celebrating the graphic design studio behind the Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts films. So that's on my wish list for sure. One that could be on my wish list, but I know it's not happening on Black Friday, is the recently announced The Only One Left, which is the new Riley Sager novel, and that is coming out next June. But hey, it's going to be on the wish list. Let's see. Other ones that I really, really, really want on my wish list here. Ooh, another one, Abby Jimenez. Once again, not a Black Friday pick that I'll be able to pick up, but she's got Yours Truly coming out, looks like next April. So that one would be on my list. I believe that's 3, right? Ooh, one I could pick up on Black Friday is Wrong Place, Wrong Time, and that's by Jillian McAllister. I have heard that is fantastic. So that one might be on my radar for picking up, especially if we've got any good deals going on online. And let's see, one that I should just pick last. I guess this one would be a good one to pick up. And I probably will pick up the audiobook one of this one for sure. And that's Have I Told You This Already by Lauren Graham. And that's her newest book that she just released, I believe. I think it came out today now that I think about it. So that would be a great one to pick up on Black Friday. So those would be my bonus 5 Black Friday buys. So I hope you enjoyed this tag. I just love, especially around different holidays, to pick out different tag videos that are out there. Thank you for joining me today. If you liked this kind of video, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.